this is a good example. There is no, like, this is simplifying. There is no complicated elements about this play. Everything is very straightforward, very linear. Hit, recover, pads, demo, rotate out, steal boost, position. Like, you're not starting and stopping. You're not looking for crazy mechanical control. It's just a very simple workflow, and that's what I want us to do on defense, to where it's like, so we're going to look at 1500 solo queue rank 3s. This will be about GC1. Low hours, no worries. No worries. I hope all is well, Salt. I know you're busy with work in school and being a full-time Ronskin moderator. The hardest job. All right. Grand Champ 1. Solo queue 3s. No. Full stack. Thought this said solo queue. Solo queue rank 3s, but it says you're in a party. Capped on the timeline. This is a private match. All right. Grand Champ 1. Let us see. Just try. We're low hours still. I'll disregard mechanical mistakes that can be attributed to low hours. Good save. Good. Finally pushed out. Got some demos. Good job. Wowzers. I think I know you're low hours, so like I said, I'm gonna disregard mechanics. I mean, we're flopping around like a fish, but that's the low hours. I could speak casually with you. But my bigger issue is that we've been kind of stuck on defense for the first minute and a half, and we had one push out. I wouldn't necessarily say the team is like pressing you guys super hard. So I'm thinking more about breaking out of defense. So we'll kind of see how this progresses. I mean, you had the shot. No worries. Teammate dapped you up. Good. I almost... You know, it's the age old. I almost feel like we're over controlling on defense, and that's what's leading us to being pressured. Take a look. That's what I think the root of our defense is. So instead of just like getting the ball out in one touch, aka a boom and clear, we're going for like cheeky ground play. And even like this challenge right here, although I like it for individual improvement, but like I would talk about stuff like this if you were high hours, right? Like if you over the past 2 weeks were 20 plus hours a week, right? Like, and you're grinding and you're having fun and your leagues are doing good and all that good stuff. I would be like highlighting this, like, let's go, let's build on this. Like, let's really try to pick this apart and make these plays better because that was cheeky, that was creative. But what I think's going on is we're low hours and we're like kind of forcing these mechanics that like in the back of your head you're not confident with because you're low hours. And I almost want to simplify gameplay just given the situation. So this is very, very specific advice for Salt. The problem being we're getting stuck on defense, having a hard time clearing and transitioning and controlling against a team that's aggressive, but they're not necessarily pressuring you via boost and demos and crazy solo play. Like, it's just coming down to a lot of mistakes. And I think the main mistake is rooted in us trying to be too fancy and over controlling the ball when we could just clear it out like this. Let's see if we clear out. Right, like, just not the best example, but just like getting the ball out. So I think I want to talk about like simplifying gameplay like that. I mean, we'll take that, but like I'm going to use that as a bad example. Again, going back to what I said, like at a little bit higher hours with a little bit more progression and just not given our situation of being low hours. Like I'm really taking into account the low hours aspect. And also like, even if you didn't tell me you were low hours, I see a lot of like mismanaged mechanical car control on the field, and I probably would give the same advice. But it's like, okay, so like you're a first man, right? You're like a first man outlet. And I just want to preface just for everybody, because I get this comment all the time. Rocket League is a very situational game. I am not telling Salt to always clear. I am not telling Salt to always control. You should never always do one thing in Rocket League. And how I coach is I see a player's growth over a long period of time. I get to see their play style. I get to refine what they do. So, for Salt's specific situation, low hours, not as confident, stuck on defense, right? These are the problems. We are going to talk about hard clears, right? Your job as a first man is, your sole job is to get the ball out of defense, right? And there's a million ways to do that. It could be up the wall control. It could be ground play control. It could be 50-50s. It could be air dribble control. It could be one touch booming clear control. And for the situation that's going on with Salt, we're just going to talk about one clear, one touch, booming clears. Your job, right? Like think about Salt, you're an engineer, like bio or something, but like think about an electrical circuit. Like we're going to simplify the electrical circuit. Your job, point A, point B, is to get the ball there. Let's do it in the simplest way possible. Just clear it down the field, beat the player, one touch. Although we do control, there is like this, I'm using this as a bad example. That player could totally cut you right now, even though they're low boost, but that's definitely an option. Shout out to the boost meter update. Kind of defeats this Bacchus mod plugin, but I really want us to simplify our defense. So one touch clears being a part of this, and I'm going to highlight some other stuff. Everything else looks good. Like offensive rotations, demos. It's more so, I guess, like how we're getting the ball out. Play patient. Good. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so like picture this example, this workflow. Okay, I'm going to describe a workflow on defense. Picture this. So like we're on transition. We're like creating offense right now. Hit, clear, recover, look for demos, track pads, rotate out, get boost, position, go again. Super simple workflow. Like this is a good example. There is no, like this is simplifying. There is no complicated elements about this play. Everything is very straightforward, very linear. Hit, recover, pads, demo, rotate out, steal boost, position. Like you're not starting and stopping. You're not looking for crazy mechanical control. It's just a very simple workflow, and that's what I want us to do on defense, to where it's like back post, challenge, recover, clear, steal boost, whatever happens, rotate back, do it again. Just a very simple defensive rotation rooted in like your back post backboard, rooted in challenging the corner, rooted in clearing up the field, controlling mid boost, and tracking pads and getting back. There's no crazy control plays. Again, very specific for our situation. Try to find a couple more examples for you. I cannot stress this enough. One of the best ways to play Rocket League on low hours is to not have this mentality that, oh, my hours are low, I got to get back into my training, I was working on airplay, I was working on this. No, like when your hours are low, the biggest thing is having fun and getting those hours up and really simplifying the whole process. Like just play hit ball. You could even just prioritize like rotations and game pacing, meaning like this was a very fast and smooth game pace. See how smooth this play is? There's no starting and stopping. You're not overthinking. it's really prioritizing like rotations, your fundamentals, and hard hitting touches and demos. And then eventually, as you get those hours up, we could work back in like creative mechanics and stuff. Very good. So like we're trying to control that, and I'll just use even this as an example. It's a challenge, it's not a transition, but instead of like, oh, I need to get a soft touch to control the wall, simplify it. It's just go and boom up the wall. Boom and chase. Boom. Because what's happening in this replay on defense and offense, every time we try to force a mechanic, our control breaks down and we get punished for it. And again, force salt situation. Right now, I'm not going down picking apart a control route, picking apart mechanics. It's just, let's prioritize game pacing, demos, hard hitting touches like that. Get those hours up. This is all good. Tracking our pads, positioning. So like no pre-jumps. It's like play goal line, play backboard, sit in a position. Kind of just refocusing the fundamentals. Nice try. And I would even throw shooting in there. Hey, we'll take that. I mean, like, that's another thing. Like, your low hours, you're going to train anything. Train your shots. Just train your aerials. Don't train your control-based mechanics like that you would find in Grand Champ, like air dribbles, flip resets, etc. Just train the fundamentals. Bro, we got 2 banger own goals in this replay. Let's go. Really got to save those, Salt. Good. Just hang back, play patient. Boom, outlet pass, clear, shot. Close, very close. I would, like, the simplest way to think about it is just boom and chase and focus a clean defensive rotation. But what I'm looking for is just a little bit more of a smoothness of game pace and less control, which, like, ties into, like, boom and chase and the game pacing and all that stuff. Really, like, the advice is, like, if you're low hours, don't force mechanics. Booms, shots, rotations, your fundamentals.